Mob Psycho 100 is lit, my boy. Let's go. Hey everyone, Fan Gamer here, and this is the review for episode 2 of Mob Psycho 100, the anime. And I think this episode was better in terms of character development than episode 1. Episode 1 was still very good, but I think episode 2 kind of, like, you understood more about the characters in this episode than episode 1. Especially Mob and Reagan, and the new characters as well. So we start off with the narrator talking about how adolescence is a very sensitive part in a person's life, and me being an adolescent or around that age, I can definitely agree. Like it is pretty rough sometimes, and you don't really know what to do. Like what do you want to do because you're planning for the future, and or you could also just instead be lazy and wait until the future to actually do stuff. That too. So I definitely relate to that. And we get to the beginning with Reagan talking about how his client has apparently the adult sites are there's a curse based on adult sites, 18 plus sites, where uh, like the one click curse where you sign up as a member and they take your money and you get apparently your shoulders are sprained for whatever reason. I don't know why, but apparently that's the case. And his client is like, it's like I'm not gonna pay you anything for this until he starts massaging him on his shoulders and his back, and then the client's like, oh, this feels so good, and maybe a little too good, as we saw with that part where the only thing that was covering him was a flower, which was a little interesting. And then, but it was pretty good. That part overall was pretty good. It was pretty funny. And then it's like, Mob is like, uh, you have to pay this amount of yen for the massage, and Reggie's like, don't call massage, call it call it curse clearing or something like that. And then we get to the part where Mob and Reagan are eating takoyaki, which looks pretty good. I should try it one day. But besides that, um, so so they talk, and Mob wants to do more with his life than what he's doing, which is just his job. He has no friends, he has no hobbies. All he does is go to work or go to school, go to work, and then go home. He doesn't really study either, so yeah. And then Reagan's is like, no, don't do all that stuff. You're not. You should be lazy. You should be the part of the going home club, which is not really a club, but more like based on the lifestyle. It's like you just go home after school instead of being part of any after school activities. And Mom takes that advice and then we get to the part where the telepathy club it loses their fifth member because he keeps being called out by fellow students like, oh, you're creepy, or like your club is creepy. It's like, I don't want to hang out with you. And then she's like, no, I can't deal with this anymore, so he leaves. And then so they need to find a new member, and even the vice president of the student council is like, find a fifth member by Friday, or by the end of Friday, or else your club will be disbanded. It's like all you do is eat chips and play video games. It's like, what's the point of giving you money and this club room if you're just gonna waste your lives? And so, so that's what happens. And then they try to find people to join, but they either they are too busy to join, or like they just find the students find it creepy, and so they end up finding no one who wants to join. And we get to the part where Tomei, the club president, is freaking out, and so one of the club members brings Mob, who is a fellow student, because they're in the same grade, and also he's known him since elementary school because of his powers of tel- uh, not telepathy, telekinesis, where he can make things float and bend. So Mob is Tomei tells Mob, "Oh, you should join our club," and then Mob is like, "I'm too busy. I have to do other stuff like my exercising job." And so he he called and she's like, "Can please join?" And then Raging, or he calls Raging to tell him like, "Can I join this club?" And Raging's like, "Okay." It's like it should be no problem. It should be right away. The problem is that we have to wait until a student council meeting is over in order for me to sign the papers to join the club. And then so Regan is like, "You shouldn't trust this club. They're probably lazy, do nothing." It's like, you, like they don't do anything with their lives. They're just lazy. You should just work with me, and that's all. And Tomei, it gets on the phone with him because Mob says, "Oh, I'm too busy. I have to go." So she's like, "Hey, it's like we know. It's like I know you're probably taking advantage of Mob. And stuff." And then Regine calls her out. It's like, "You amateurs. It's like you don't think I know what you're doing, and you're just being lazy, and you're just trying to make Mob join a stupid thing that he doesn't want to join." And then she starts crying, quote unquote. Um, and then Molly's like, "The president's starting to cry. Maybe I should join." And Regin's like, "No, she's just lying. She's just shedding crocodile tears, whatever that means." And so he's like, "Don't join." And then before he goes, his classmate tells him, "It's like yes, it's like the president believes in telepathy, but I just do it for the just to be lazy." And it's like, "Don't you want to be lazy as well?" And then so Mob is like, "Okay, I'll consider it until tomorrow because the next day is Friday, which is the last day." But after leaving school, they go to all girls high school. Raging and Mob goes to all girls high school because apparently there's a spirit they need to exercise there, and but because Raging they get permission to go to the high school, they have to cross dress and they have to pretend that they're the high school girls, and so Raging gets caught immediately because of his, I guess, manly, like his manly figure, not manly figure, but like he has hairy legs. His voice isn't necessary. Like he tries to make his voice sound like a young girl's, but he can't. So they call him pervert. And but Mob gets in. Mob goes in, and then at first he gets called out by girls, because he says, "I'm part of consultation office or something like that." It's like, "Do you do?" And then those high school thug girls are like, "It's like, don't try to boss us around, you girl. Who are you to think you can talk to us thugs and make us do what you want?" And so he gets caught out, but then he realizes, and then he apologizes. But then the actual high school girl or the clients are like, "Oh, there you are." It's like, "Where's Raging?" It's like he didn't get like he got caught on the gate, and so apparently there's a spirit or something that is in the whole school, and even with bras float in the gym or in the locker room. So Mom searches for the spirit, and eventually finds. Well, keeps finding it, but he eventually traps the spirit inside of the gym, which has girls playing basketball in it. So the spirit shows up, and then tries to hit Mob, but he can't because he's too weak. Mob just obliterates him. But right before he completely disappears, he's like, "I used to be like you, like the loser, being nervous with girls." It's like, and it's and then I was happy doing these perverted things, and then after I died, and now I guess it's all gone. And then he eventually says, "Oh, live. Are you living your life to the fullest?" And then Mob thinks about that for the rest of the day and night, and then the final part of the episode is him about to sign the papers to join the telepathy club, but then the vice president of the student council is like, it's like, um, this is the new club room for the body improvement club, and but Tommy's like, no, it's like Molly's gonna join. It's like, are you insane? And then he asks him different questions like, what year are you in? What's your hobbies? Do you have any hobbies? Do you have friends? Stuff. Your mom just replied, no. Like, I don't have hobbies or friends. It's like, I was an acquaintance recommended this club for me, and then so he's like, are you sure you want to join? It's like, are you sure you want to do this? And then mom is like, thinks about it, and then um he thinks about Subomi, who was impressed by his psychic powers that he showed her when he was young, but then after a while she got bored of it and instead liked the athletic kid, or the athletic kid boys, as we see with the when they do the race, and then Mob, goes last place, or third or whatever, and then the athletic kid, like Subomi is impressed by the athletic kid, and so Mommy's like, okay, I'm gonna join your club. Telepathy club looks all, they're like, yes, and then there's like handing him the clipboard, but then he's like, I'm happy to join, or like, I'm happy to be part of your club. It's like, please welcome me to your club, body improvement club, and they're like, you want to join our club? And well, he didn't. Well, the club member doesn't say it like meanly, but he just says, "You want to join our club?" Then like, welcome aboard. And it's like, we're glad to have you here. And then Telepathy Club is just like, what? And that's how the episode ends, with Mob being 40%, and it was a pretty good episode. I'll give it a 4.5 out of 5. I think it was pretty good, pretty exciting. Nothing too big, but that's what you have to expect. I've read the manga, so I know what to expect. But I'm still pretty hyped for the anime. And episode 3 will definitely not disappoint, especially for those who are on the edge of like, should I continue this? Maybe this won't be too good. But trust me, if episode 3 impresses you, then trust me, the show will be awesome, amazing for you. If episode 3 impresses you, if it doesn't, maybe you'll still end up enjoying it. But episode 3 really is a exciting moment, part of the anime. That was it for my review. Please like, comment, subscribe, and if you want me to do any other things, please leave down in the comment section. Tell me your thoughts. What did you feel about this episode? Could it have been done better? If you read the manga, could it have been done better? I honestly think it wouldn't. It couldn't have been done better. But who knows? Maybe could have. And if you have not read the manga, please tell me your thoughts of the anime, so then I can continue watching it, or the anime. And that's it for this video. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys later. Bye. Peace. And will you join the Body Improvement Club if you had the choice, or would you join the Telepathy Club?